Guys, skincare time. Skincare time. So, let me give you guys a weight loss update while we're chit-chatting. So, I weighed myself this morning, and I'm weighing in this morning at 201. 201, baby. So, I will be under 200 by the end of this week. I'm honestly so proud of myself. I have been doing so good. I've been making such good, healthy choices. Okay, so like today, my husband brought Taco Bell home. And normally, let me just share with you guys, like normally what I would eat from Taco Bell. Normally, when my husband would go to Taco Bell, I would have 2 bean burritos and like 2 or 3 tacos. So 5 things, okay? Or I would have a Nacho Bel Grande with a bean burrito and then taco too. So just like a good 2,500 calories in one meal. All right. Today, my husband brought home Taco Bell, and I had a bean burrito, but I didn't even eat the whole bean burrito by myself. I shared it with my dogs. So it was probably about a 3/4 of a bean burrito. Okay. Today, I ate for lunch, I had a piece of salmon, and then for a snack, I had some egg salad that I made, because I've been making boiled eggs. I feel fine, because I didn't eat a lot, you know, I just had, like I said, a 3/4 of the burrito. Now, if I overeat, which I really haven't overeaten except for one time since I've been on the shot, when I did overeat, I felt dog shit. I thought I was going to die. I fucking was so sick. I was throwing up. I felt like my guts were coming out of me. Like, it makes you feel not good if you're on this medication that I'm on, which is Ozempic. But all of my choices that I've been making with my food have been so much different now, you guys. Like, I'm eating healthy food. I'm drinking water. Of course, having a burrito wasn't healthy, but it was my little splurge for the week because I started my period today, you know? And so, starting my period, had the extra snackies. And so, I decided to have me the 3/4 of a bean burrito. But I started out, I was 247 pounds in 2020, okay? I started really trying to lose weight about 2022 is when I started trying to lose weight, and I started making little changes in my life around November of 2022, and I was able to get down to 215 pounds on my own. So from 247 to 215 on my own, which is what, 32 pounds on my own? Well, I went to the doctor 7 weeks ago and found out that I am diabetic. So I got put on Ozempic, and I've went from 215 to 201 in 7 weeks with Ozempic. So that's what, 14 pounds? 14 pounds in 7 weeks. So I've lost a total of 32 plus 14 is what? 46 pounds? Yeah, 46 pounds total is what I've lost since I started trying to lose weight in 2022. I don't have any side effects because I eat healthy. So I'm not having any side effects. I'm not sick. It doesn't make me nauseous. It doesn't make me hurt at all, and nothing like that. I'm fine. No side effects. Yes, I've been on Suboxone for 8.5 years. I've made like a bunch of videos about that recently. I say it in the beginning of my videos. Hi, my name's Nicole, and I'm sober on Suboxone. Oh yeah, somebody was asking me, like, have I had any Like, have I had any reactions? Because I'm on Suboxone with the Ozempic, and I haven't, but I do know some people who are on higher doses who, like, they were complaining that they were feeling withdrawal. And so I'm going to ask my doctor about it, if maybe if being on Ozempic, because it affects our gastric emptying, if that could affect our medication, how it absorbs. But I have to find out. I haven't got an answer yet. Yeah, I'm still on about 0.5 milligram. Oh, good job, Jesse. I'm proud of you. I used to eat a lot. That's what the problem was. I was binge eating all the time. And I got sober 8.5 years ago. Sorry, I don't have my tooth in, y'all. So, you know, I'm just going to do a toothless video. But I got sober 8.5 years ago. And when I got sober, I really kind of went into this mentality of, well, at least I'm not doing drugs, right? At least I'm not shooting meth. At least I'm not doing cocaine. At least I'm not shooting heroin. And I would overeat. And that would give me an excuse to overeat. That would give me an excuse to eat a bunch of candy, because at least I'm not doing drugs, right? I wish that I did not have that mentality, because that mentality is what got me into the mess I'm in now, which is I have high cholesterol, diabetes, and high blood pressure at 41 years old. And so that's just a way for us to make excuses for ourselves for bad behavior. And I'm just gonna keep it real with y'all. I was eating like I was eating for two, okay? I was eating like I was pregnant, y'all, and I wasn't. Now, and I'm even trying to like get my husband used to the new way I'm eating, because even my husband's like, "Are you sure you don't want another burrito?" And I'm like, "Babe, I'm sure. Like, one burrito is enough for one person." You know what I mean? But he's so used to me eating like 3 burritos, you know? And so, you know, eating. Jesse, I'm just going to be honest with you. Eating makes your anxiety go away, but you'll have even more anxiety, baby, when you find out that you have eaten yourself into a diabetes, or you've eaten yourself into obesity. This is the ordinary AHA, BHA peeling solution. When you, and that sucks, okay? Having high blood pressure, high blood sugar, diabetes, and high cholesterol, that gives me anxiety, okay? Gotta find a better coping skill, okay, babe? You have to find a different coping skill other than eating food to make yourself feel better. And I'm being just, that's what I'm telling myself that as well, you know? And that's what I'm doing. I'm developing new healthy coping skills. Everybody can do it. Nobody is powerless over food. Nobody is powerless over drugs. Yeah, I had to get the tooth pulled because it stuck up so far. One day I got brave. It was in February of last year, and I decided to take a bite. I have a partial, so usually I have it in. Hold on, let me go get it. One day I was eating a piece of damn corn on the cob, because my fat ass wanted some corn on the cob. And I bit into the piece of corn on the cob, and my whole tooth came out. Do you know how many people made fun of me for that tooth? Ugh, I used to get dragged. I used to get made fun of so hard here on TikTok for that. You just taper, honey. Taper, low and slow. It's not something that you do over very quickly. It's not something that happens overnight. It is a process. Or you can get on the Sublocade shot. That's what a lot of my friends have been doing. They've been getting on the Sublocade shot. And that's how they got off subs.
How would you close that door because of spray?
Yeah. If you guys really, really want a new, like a lip plumper that's affordable and is just as good as the Too Faced, this Maybelline Plump, it's spicy. You would like it. Yeah, Sublocade is an injection of buprenorphine. But what people are reporting is, so I have a friend, so back in 2020, a girl reached out to me. I work for a doctor that does mat treatment. His name is Dr. B. A girl called Dr. B's office, and she needed treatment for her opioid addiction. And her name was Diana. Don't worry, I've shared her story before. She's given me permission to share her story. Diana called. She had 3 kids, and she needed treatment for her fentanyl addiction. So she came in. I paid for her. We pro bonoed her treatment for her first time getting on Suboxone, because she didn't have any money to pay for it. And I'll never forget I went to Dr. B and I said, I really want this girl to help this girl, and she doesn't have enough money to pay for her treatment. Can we please help her? And he was like, is she serious? Do you think she's going to be serious? And I said, I know she's going to be serious. I know she's going to succeed. And he was like, okay, I trust your judgment. And so we went ahead and we pro bonoed her treatment, and she got on Suboxone. Well, she did Suboxone for about 5 or 6 months, maybe 3 months. Maybe it was shorter than that. 3 to 5 months she was on Suboxone. And then we transitioned her onto Sublocade. She did Sublocade for about 4 months, and then she stopped. And she's been sober ever fucking since. And she's in nursing school, fixing to graduate, I think. What? Okay. Or close to it, at least. She's completely off of everything. And, like, yeah, she's in nursing school, and doing phenomenal. So, no withdrawal. It just left her system over a short period of time. This is a mask, honey. Did you think it was scars on my face? No, this is a face mask. This is an AHA BHA peeling mask. So it's a chemical exfoliator. So that's a way you can get off without like having to go through all the like tapering with Suboxone. I highly recommend doing what she did. Like I'll never forget, like that's exactly when she came to us, I was like, listen, this is what you can do. Cause she told me, she said, I don't want to be on Suboxone forever. And I was like, this is what you're going to do. You're going to get on Suboxone. You're going to take it for like 3 to 5 months. And then you're going to transition on to Sublocade. And that's exactly what she did. She did exactly what was recommended of her. And like I said, she's been sober ever since. That was 2020. Yeah, the Sublocade shot is a once-a-month injection. The only thing that's hard about it is like some insurances don't cover it and stuff. And a lot of people, you know, are on Medicaid. And so you got to make sure that you have insurance that covers it. This young lady, I think she was able to get Medi-Cal in California because the doctor I work for is in California. And I think it covered her Sublocade shot. I love this mask. Absolutely obsessed with it. I've gone through like 5 bottles of it. So a lot of people ask me like, then why don't you get on Sublocade, Nicole? And that's a great question. I would love to get on Sublocade. The problem for me is I can't find a provider that will transition me onto Sublocade because I'm on such a low dose of Suboxone. And so I would have to find a provider that would be willing to dose me with less than 100 milligrams of buprenorphine through Sublocade. And I haven't found a doctor that's willing to do that, which he would have to take the 100 milligram Sublocade shot and squirt some of it out. And he would have to guesstimate how much to use because I'm on such a tiny amount of Suboxone. And so I just haven't met a doctor that's willing to help me like that, you know? So I I just haven't worried about it. Because I've gotten off of my mental health meds, which was Lexapro and Wellbutrin last year. And so if I can taper off that, I'm pretty sure I can taper off Suboxone with no issues. I've done it before. Oh, thanks, babe. I appreciate that. So I got off of Suboxone back in 2021. I was off of it for a little while too, but I got really depressed. I was going through. I'm just gonna be honest with you guys. I was getting harassed, and what I mean by harassed, I mean these people were calling my job. They were calling CPS on me. They were trying to get me fired from my job from social media, and I was really struggling with my mental health. I have never struggled with my mental health because of social media, except for that 1 year. And it was pretty bad. And it was something I'd never really experienced before. Like, I've been trolled before, but this was like beyond that. This was people just trying to like ruin my life for sport. You know what I mean? Now they do it all the time and I'm just used to it. Like, I just got... a girl just messaged my boss at the beginning of January, and I just saw the messages last week, and I'm just like, now I'm just used to it. Now I just show my bosses and go on about my day. So, what can you do? You know, some people are just they have nothing better to do with their lives except for try to fuck up other people's shit. Yeah, I'm not talking about firing me because I'm on Suboxone. I'm talking about like people not liking what I say on social media and then trying to go to my boss and be like, see, Nicole said this. Like it affects my job or something. Just crazy stuff. How's my hair? It looks so healthy because it is, baby. Because I don't dye it. This is the first time I've dyed my hair in like 4 years, 3 or 4 years. So, you know, I got it done and I put oil on it. Like this oil that I'm putting on my face, I'll run it through the ends of my hair and it's just squalene oil. Hey, Lizzie, I love you too, baby. And then I use this also. This also helps my hair. 25 benefits. Let me read to you what all it does, okay? It revitalizes, nourishes, conditions, improves manageability, helps even out porous hair, reduces dryness, detangles, primes hair for styling, so it's a heat protectant, helps prevent breakage, safe for color-treated hair, helps prevent split ends, helps shield against external aggressors, adds shine, helps control frizz, just a whole bunch of good stuff. That's what happens when you come off of a medication and you don't taper. If you don't taper, you're going to have withdrawal from it. So after about 5 days, that sounds about right. After about 5 days, you're going to start feeling the withdrawal from Suboxone because Suboxone has a long half-life. So you don't really start feeling the withdrawal from Suboxone, like I said, until about 4 or 5 days in. Some people are different. Some people might experience a little bit earlier, but for the most part, you know, it's about 3, 4, 5 days in before you start noticing that you are getting not feeling well, you know? Of course I saw that Mindy went into inpatient treatment. She just called me 30 minutes ago from treatment because she gets a 10-minute phone call every day. And she uses her 10-minute phone call to call me, her best friend. Of course I know that my best friend is in treatment. You taper less than 10% of your dose every 30 days. So you only drop one time every 30 days. So if you're just getting started and you're on 8 milligrams, if you are on more than 4 milligrams, you could take away 2 milligrams at a time until you get down to 4 milligrams. Once you get down to 4 milligrams, you want to take away 0.5 because it's just a lower milligram and it's easier to come down when you're up on a higher dose. So if you're on 8 milligrams, you start out, take away 2, wait 30 days, okay? Then the next 30 days, take away 2, then you'll be down to 4. Then the next 30 days, take away 0.5, you'll be down to 3.5. Then the next 30 days, take away 0.5, you'll be down to 3. And then the next 30 days, take away 0.5, you'll be down to 2.5. Then the next 30 days, take away 0.5, you'll be down to 2. And so on and so forth until you get down to 0.5. And then once you get down to 0.5, you'll take away 0.25 and you wait 30 days. And then you'll be down to 0.25 of a milligram. And that's when it's like, you got to figure it out from there, that point on. You could do like skipping every other day. You could do skipping, do it Monday, skip Tuesday, Wednesday, take it Thursday, skip Friday, Saturday, and just keep putting more and more days in between that little 1/4 of a milligram dose until you basically just walk off of it. Yeah, there's some in your state, you can go to the like Department of Human Services or something like that. And a lot of states have like a program to help people that need hepatitis C treatment because they don't want, it's like an infectious disease, you know? And so they don't want you to spread it around. And so there's like programs to help pay for your treatment. So you could call like your local hospital or something like that and ask them for like the information. They could probably give it to you on where to get help to get your treatment paid for. The main problem that people have when they're trying to come off of Suboxone is they try to do it too quickly and they try to taper too much at one time. And so I'll have people telling me, oh, I'm going down 1 milligram every week. Oh, that's not a good idea. You are going to be sick. You are going to wish you never lived. You are going to struggle. So I want you to think about it like this. If you're trying to come off of a medication, the whole point is to stabilize at each dose that you're on, okay? And so dropping every week, your body probably starts to stabilizing around 14, 16 days in. You start to get like in the groove, you know what I mean? So that's why I just say do it every 30 days. So that way you don't have to worry about trying to catch up and your body trying to catch up to itself. I lose hair no matter what because I got a lot of hair, so my hair sheds. But I've seen other people lose hair. Are you talking about Ozempic or are you talking about Suboxone? Because I'm on 2 different medications. I didn't lose hair on Suboxone. And I've heard you can lose hair on Ozempic, but I think a lot of the reason why people lose hair on Ozempic is because they're not eating enough. And they're like not eating. Like my friend, she got on Ozempic and it made her so not hungry that she didn't eat and she lost like 40 pounds in a month. That's not what I'm doing. I eat my calories. And I make sure I eat my calories. I work for a social media account firm and I also work for a medication-assisted treatment provider. Yes, I'm on Ozempic. Ow, I pinched my skin, you guys. I need to just get those damn wax strips. But you know what happens to me when I do the wax strips? Then I end up ripping off my whole damn eyebrow. It's going great. No, you only have to take hepatitis C treatment, or at least the treatment I took, for 30 days. I took generic Harvoni, and it was $1,000. I had to pay $1,100 for it, and that was with my insurance. Hey, Destiny, congratulations on 5 months, girl. That's really good.
I gotta go pee.
Hello, Snickle Frit.
Yeah.
Y'all want to see Snickle Frit? Come here, baby. My baby. This is my baby. Oh, I love you too, son. No, the health department did not provide any treatment for me at all. Look at my babies. The worst side effect I had when I was taking my Hep C treatment was, thanks for subscribing, Amy. Love you, girl. Thank you. If you guys subscribe, we're gonna if we get up to at least like 20 or 30 subscribers, I'm gonna start doing a subscriber only live every Saturday night. So that's the goal. But what was I gonna tell you guys? Worst side effect. Baby, I really didn't have any side effects. The worst side effect I had was I tasted metal in my mouth for about 3 days. Like I had a metallic taste. But other than that, I couldn't even tell I was taking anything. Are you dealing with nausea from Ozempic? Nope, not at all. The first day I took it. I've been on it for 7 weeks and I have no issues whatsoever. No nausea, no vomiting, nothing. I'm doing so good. But I'm also, like, literally, I have vegetables, protein and veggies, protein and veggies, protein and veggies. It was a 30-day medication, hepatitis C treatment. What is your goal for my weight loss? Well, I have diabetes, Nurse K. I just found out I had diabetes. So my goal is to reverse my diabetes and get down to 160 pounds. So far, I'm down 14 pounds. I'm at 201. Yes, I was addicted to shooting methamphetamine from the time I was 17 till the time I was 32 years old. How did I quit doing methamphetamine? I went to rehab for 30 days and then I got into therapy and I also got on Suboxone for opiate use disorder because I was addicted to meth and opioids and Xanax and cocaine. I'm only 5'5". My weight for my height, I think, is like 150, but I usually, at 150, I look really, 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 really thin. So my goal is 160. You want me to pick you up, Bubba's? Hold on, Baba Ganoushi. My little babies. Come here, Baba Ganoushi. Come here. Come here, Rocky. Rocky Balboa. Please excuse the pee pads because he just pee-peed on one, but let me show you this face. Hey, Rocky Balboa. What are you doing, Rocky Balboa? What are you doing? Are you being a good boy? You want Mama to hold you? What? You want Mama to hold you? Come here. I love you. I love you. I love you, Sleepy. I love you, Sleepy boy. He's a sleepy boy. I love you, Sleepy boy. Come here, Sleepy boy. Oh, come here. Come here. Oh, you're sleepy, sleepy. I can tell. I can see it in your eyes. He really is. Him's growing so much. He is a Maltese. His dad was a Deerhead Chihuahua and his mom is a Maltese. He's 10 weeks old. Say, I'm growing. I'm his mother. As he really, my baby. Say hi, everybody's. Love you so much. I love yous. I love yous. So, oh, you want to go lay down in your bed? Go lay down. But yeah. Whew, I'm getting warm. I have to go lay down. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, you can always ask, or if you, want to shoot me a list of questions, I can make video responses to those questions for you guys. That would be awesome. If any of you guys have questions that you want me to answer in video form, DM me all the questions, and I will make a video to each question and answer it. You know what I mean? I love sharing my story, and I love sharing what worked for me. Just remember, not everybody's the same. You might have to try a couple different options if what I suggest doesn't work for you. There's always another way. There's so many different ways to get sober now. You don't have to just go to meetings and go to rehab anymore. There's like so many options. So try them all. That's what I did until I found one that worked. I tried everything until I found something that helped me. And that was finally me getting on medication for my addiction, me getting on medication for my mental health, and me getting into therapy. And that's finally how I was able to get to stay sober. So don't let nobody discourage you. Don't let nobody tell you that what you're doing isn't right, because there's no right or wrong way to get into recovery. All people are different. And so if there was, just imagine if there was really just one way to get sober, nobody would ever be able to get sober, And so there's so many different opportunities and options for you guys to take now instead of having to suffer, Hey, JoJo, love you, girl. And I suffered for 10 years going in and out of rehab and sober living and AA and NA. And it wasn't working for me. I kept trying to do it over and over again, though, because they told me that was my only option. Nobody ever said to me, hey, Nicole, did you know that you can get on a medication and go to therapy and that can be your recovery path? Nobody ever educated me that there was any other pathway to recovery other than going to rehab and 12-step. I had no idea. In fact, it was really pushed on to me to that 12-step and rehab, and God was the only way that I was ever going to get sober. And if I didn't get sober that way, then I was probably just going to die. And that's why I'm telling you guys, like, I had given up on myself. I was just going to die. And then I had my son, and I knew if I did not get sober that I was going to lose custody of my son forever. And so, my husband got on Suboxone, and I was in rehab when he got on Suboxone, and I came out of treatment, and he was like, I'm on Suboxone. And I was like, what? I cannot believe you got on Suboxone, because we were in the middle of fighting for our son, custody of our son. And I knew my husband had success with medication assisted treatment, because when I met him, he was on methadone, and he had a job. He had his own vehicle. Like, he was successful when I met him, And so, I had been told for so many years that doing Suboxone or any kind of medication was just trading addictions. And, I didn't really understand that there was a difference between being dependent on medication and addiction. This is before I had any formal, any kind of education on addiction. I had no idea why I was the way I was. I just knew that I really liked to do drugs, and I didn't want to stop doing them. I was fucked up, And so, when Neil got on Suboxone, I felt like he was throwing us under the bus. I felt like he was taking the easy way out. I felt like he was doing it on purpose. I was really mad at him, But then I watched him have great success while I was struggling. He was staying sober, and I was dying. I wanted to relapse. And so that's when I asked him to take me to see his doctor. And lo and behold, his doctor was the doctor who was my doctor in treatment, Dr. Mancino. And me and Dr. Mancino had kind of gotten off to a bad start because I just didn't like him because he was telling me about myself, And so, but I did give Suboxone a try, and it immediately took away my cravings. It immediately made me feel like I could stay sober. It immediately made me not think about drugs at all. Dude, it was such a fucking miracle. Honestly, the moment I took Suboxone and it kicked in and my cravings and triggers and my mind cleared, I couldn't believe I hadn't tried it earlier. I could not believe I had waited all those years banging my head up against the wall, trying to fit my square ass in a round hole and doing this one way that was not working for me for years. It didn't, 10 years. I was in and out of rehab and AA. Going to meetings, calling my sponsor, reading the big book, okay, going through the steps. I've worked my steps through 6 times now, all the way through. I'm not talking about just doing a couple of the steps and then quitting. I'm talking about going all the way to the end, homie, and then sponsoring other people. Okay, I was doing it all. I was secretary of my home group. Like, I was going to conventions all over the United States, AA, NACA conventions. I was involved, okay? But I could not stay sober that way. It was such a struggle for me. And so, I finally tried Suboxone, and like I said, it totally changed my life. It made it so easy for me to stay sober. It literally changed everything. I went from clawing for my life, struggling to stay on the straight and narrow, to walking the line like I had been doing it all my life. And I was like, why didn't I know about this earlier? Why wouldn't anybody share this with me? Why wouldn't all those treatment centers tell me about this medication? They've seen me come through their treatment centers 5-6 times in a row. Some of those treatment centers I frequent flyered. Why didn't anybody ever recommend it to me? Because you know why? If they had, I would have never came back to their treatment center. I wouldn't have been a frequent flyer. I wouldn't have been a frequent flyer if I had fucking gotten on Suboxone. I would have been living my best life like I have been for the last 8.5 years now. Not frequent flyer in my ass through treatment every fucking couple of months. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some motherfucking shit? I went to some pretty high dollar nice treatment centers as well. Some treatment centers that were dual diagnosis. You know, they had psychiatrists and doctors that worked at them. You know, and nobody ever fucking thought to tell me, hey, maybe MAT will help you. Well, had to find out on my own, you know, and I'm so glad that I did. Like I said, that's why I scream it from the rooftops. That's why, like, nobody can shame me. Like, honestly, you can't bring me down. I'm on a high right now. I'm living my best life. And you can't take that from me. And the D is fire. You know, I'll tell everybody about Suboxone till the day I die. Because I know there's so many people who are just like me, who were in and out of treatment for fucking years, dude. Years. Wasting time. Wasting so much time. So much time and money in treatment. And to think, all I needed was, like I said, to get on medication and get some good therapy. That's it. That's it. A lot of people say stuff to me like, oh my God, you've been on Suboxone for 8.5 years. Why don't you just get off of it? And I understand why people say that, because they think, well, you're good now. You don't really need it to stay sober. It's not what's keeping me sober anymore. And you're correct, it's not. I chose to change my friend group and get healthy, sober friends. I chose to stop manipulating, lying, and cheating and stealing. I chose, to change my behaviors. And so the reason why I stay on it is because I just don't feel like dealing with trying to get off of it right now. But I do feel like next time I do try to get off, or next time when I do taper off, it'll be a lot easier because I've already gone through it before and I already know what to expect. So I'm better prepared, because I did come off in 2021 and got back on. So I'm better prepared. I've already went through a taper off of all my medication, so my mental health medications, and I did that very successfully. And I've been off of it, those since May of last year, half a milligram. And so it'll be nothing but a thing to just, titrate down to 0.25 and then walk off. I just am chilling. That's another reason why, like, it's not a big deal. Like, I feel like taking that little amount really helps me with my overall, like, mood, like a mood stabilization almost. And it's just something I fall back on just in case, if I'm struggling, I know I have that to fall back on, and it makes me feel safe. And so that's why I stay with it. I was on 12 milligrams at the beginning, and I titrated all the way down to 0.25. When I first started, I was on 8 milligrams, and I was taking 4 milligrams extra. And so I called my doctor and told him, hey, I've been taking an extra half, and that's where I'm, like, comfortable at. And so he put me on 12, and that's where I stayed. And I'll be honest with you, helping people, like I help people in recovery, and I do a lot of inductions because I work for the Suboxone Clinic. So I do a lot of Suboxone induction helping, peer support, and I do a lot of Suboxone taper peer support. And so also watching and seeing people who have rushed to get off, or who have gotten off and maybe it wasn't a good time or wasn't their time to get off, and then seeing them go back out and relapse. That's another thing I'm very cautious of. Like, I just don't want to pull the plug and make a mistake, What bothers you? Being comfortable bothers you? What do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean, hun? You're not comfortable? Is that what you mean? If you have stability in your life and you're at a stable, comfortable dose, that's a good, positive thing. That's a positive. That's a good thing. That's where you want to be. What do you guys think about the Nicki Minaj and Megan Thee Stallion beef that's been going on here on TikTok? Or did y'all see how Nicki was in that one girl's, like, she is commenting on regular TikTok people's pages and, like, going off on them. Do you see how much, look at this. See how red it is? I told you this shit works. It's plumping. It's really plumping. Well, this is what you tell your family. You ask your family this. You say, family, would you ask me how long I was going to be on my medication if it was for heart disease? Would you ask me how long I'm going to be on this medication if it was for my diabetes? Would you ask me how long I was going to be on this medication if it was medication for asthma or something to help me fucking be able to breathe? And, like, explain it and help them understand that this medication is not just a medication that you just take. Addiction we have behaviors that we develop and we practice through addiction, and some of those behaviors take such a long time to break and change. And so the worst thing a family member can do for somebody who is utilizing Suboxone is to sit there and pressure them about when they need to come off of Suboxone. Like, that should not even be a subject of conversation at all. At all. Nobody should be asking you to come off your medication. It's nobody's business. Honestly, the only reason why I talk about being on Suboxone is because I advocate to help other people. Yeah, it can be. There's naltrexone for alcoholism, Vivitrol. So I wouldn't tell somebody to get on it unless they had an opiate use disorder. But there is medication like it for alcoholism, like Vivitrol or Antabuse or naloxone. But, like, that doesn't even need to be a subject of conversation. like, people don't even need to be asking, when are you going to get off? Like, it doesn't even need to, the only person who's thought who should be discussing that is you when you decide you want to discuss it. But other people shouldn't be asking you that. That's not conducive to your recovery. You know, I never understand why family members do that when they see their family member staying sober and having success. Why would they ask when they're going to come off of it? Why do they want you to come off of it if you're finally having success staying sober? If they've seen you struggle for all the years that you've struggled, why are they wanting you to come off? Yeah. And abuse is still used. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I always wonder that. It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me. I do know there are some family out there that are not supportive and who are super judgmental of people being on Suboxone. And like I said, to those people who look down on you, when a person looks down on you and they have to like say something to you negative because you're utilizing medication, it's a lot about them. It's really nothing to do with you. Like, really think about it. Somebody who's sober and in recovery isn't going to be worried about if you are taking medication to stay sober. You know what I mean? And so it's really only people who are hurt and bothered by that, you know? And I think it's people who are, like I said, who are upset and they're angry and they're insecure because they haven't gotten to a point in their life where they can be trusted to take medication as prescribed. You know, those of us that are on medication-assisted treatment, we're taking it as prescribed. We can be trusted, you know? And so Antabuse is a medication that you take, a lot of people request to take it. I'm pretty sure the like normal medication that they use for alcoholism is just the Vivitrol shot. But Antabuse, I have a couple of friends who use Antabuse, and because they were like hella bad alcoholics. And if you take it and then you drink on it, it makes you really sick. And so that's a deterrent to keep you from drinking. Because Vivitrol or naltrexone is just really supposed to like not make you crave alcohol, you know, make you have no cravings. But the other stuff is like a hella good deterrent. My friend, he takes Antabuse. He almost died from his alcoholism and was in a coma for 90 days. Because his internal organs and kidney, liver, and all that was shutting down. So, but I hope you guys enjoyed hanging out with me and doing some skincare. Like I said, if y'all have any questions and you guys want me to answer them in videos, send me the questions, and I will make video responses to the questions. Somebody messaged me today and they were telling me that they're on Suboxone and they haven't told the recovery community yet, but they want to. But they're afraid of what people will say, and they are really worried to tell anybody because they are really affected by what people think. And I'll tell you what I told this person. I said, if it bothers you to hear what other people think and say, then don't tell anybody, because people are going to say some fucked up shit to you. People say fucked up shit to me all the time. I'll never forget it. There was a guy in the recovery community. He finally blocked me, but his name was Lawrence. And he would talk mad shit to me about being on Suboxone, making fun of me, but then go on his account and talk about recovery and 12 steps and going to meetings and how spiritually fit he was. But then he would be in my comment section making fun of me for being on Suboxone. And so I always find it so funny because those are basically the kind of tools that talk shit about people that are on Suboxone, are the ones who are fake. You know? So, fuck them. But anyway, I hope you guys have a great night. I'm going to go lay down with Rocky and Neil and get my son in bed because it's his bedtime too. So I hope you guys have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.